How's everyone? My name is Keith Williams. I'm the CEO of Sankofa Capital, development company doing residential construction in West Africa, specifically Ghana, where I'm working on a 25-unit project with a company called Jobomax, who's a home builder in West Africa, currently doing builds in Sierra Leone, Guinea, and now Ghana with our partnership. So, Alpha, if you can introduce yourself, that'd be great.
Hi everyone. My name is Alpha Tamar. I'm originally from Sierra Leone, West Africa, born and raised, but currently living in Chicago, Illinois, United States. I'm a financial advisor. I have over 12 years of experience. We'll have the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with Keith Williams.
Just to back up a little bit, I'm a Black American, families from North Carolina on both sides, going back, generations. And I traveled to the continent for the first time in 2019. But one of the main things over the last couple of years that I've been interested in the continent is finding business opportunities, but also looking at ways to get citizenship.
Yes, I know you've touched about you having some businesses going on in that part of the continent.
Yeah.
So, can you just elaborate on that so some other people can understand? Really, it's not a bad place to invest because you have an experience, and maybe can just open the eyes for some people to understand that more.
I think that the continent in general, well, let me just speak to West Africa. That's where most of my experience is. But I think West Africa is an amazing place to invest. It's home to some of the fastest growing economies in the world. It is full with opportunity in many different sectors, from real estate to agriculture, to trade as well, importing, exporting. And really, if you have the right people with you as far as legal representation and team and local team, it's a safe place to invest. I mean, I personally, through my company Sankofa Capital, bought some income producing properties there. And like I mentioned before, I along with Jobomax, we're building a 25-unit development there. So I would recommend it to anybody, especially an investor that's in search for yield. That is a place where you can get yield. And unlike what people say, or the notion that Africa is a risky place to invest in, there are risks. But for me, it's been a safe place to invest in. And I've dealt with very credible people.
Okay, I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy about that. I'm happy about that. It's a great stuff. I know you're looking at my investment, but the other thing I always look, because if you have established over there, maybe down the line thinking about retirement, that's an option, because you're looking at maybe retiring in the United States can be a very expensive thing. It can be very, very cost effective, where you have a balance. Say, okay, I'll spend some time over there, I have a property over there, and spend some time in the US.
You got a good point. I mean, that just the fact that you get options, just that optionality of being able to move freely, and plus also having an ECOWAS passport where you can move freely around West Africa. I mean, that alone, I think is worth the money you're going to spend, for an experience like this. And if you look around the world and you look at investment for citizenship programs around the world, I mean, they are expensive. Believe it or not, America has,
it's a huge,
Caribbean have, but you got to spend a lot of money. You got to make big investments. And I think to be able to get a passport, without having to make a lofty contribution is amazing. So,
yeah. So let me ask you, other than investments, maybe some people are not interested in investment. What are other things you think can, motivate people to come and visit over there? You think can be as a point of interest for them?
I think that the number one thing is just, in my opinion, is the people. The people are inviting. They're warm. Let me just go back to my first trip. My first trip was back in 2019, January 2019, and literally the first week of my trip, I was in the homes of random people that I didn't even know, having dinner, having like meeting people, meeting people's families, and that's the kind of hospitality you get on the continent, and they're very receptive to Black Americans, and this whole notion that Africans don't like us and stuff like that. I mean, that is that is far from reality.
Okay, that's great
That's
stuff. Great
far
stuff.
from reality.
I'm happy
Yeah.
you get that one out there.